Alright guys, so back by popular demand. This is the Camaro project I'm working on. 86 Iroc Z28. It's been quite a while since you guys had an update on it. A lot of small things have been done. I just got the shell painted this Saturday. The fenders are done too. I got the fenders downstairs though. I have to do the hood yet, front bumper cover, ground effects, and the rear portion of the deck lid there, but yeah, it's still pretty dusty. Camera's not going to be able to focus in on that very well, but paint's called Mineral Gray. Has a ton of metal flake in it. Still have to wet sand it yet. It's all, still hazy yet, whatnot, but yeah, starting to get the interior put back in. We're getting there. I have a headliner, but that's having some issues with that. Gauges, I was going to do like a custom gauge assembly, but well, you start looking at what they want for gauges. You get a 5-inch speedo and a 5-inch tack. Man, plus all the rest of the stuff you need. It's ridiculous. Got a Grant steering wheel installed, B&M ratchet shifter. I was able to score a crack-free dash pad. Can you believe that? They're still out there. You gotta look for them though. Find them. She's getting all new weather stripping, all new door seals. I was gonna start doing the trim, the door trim, but the actual trim piece goes on first, and then the seal goes on after it. And I set this up against the fresh paint, and it doesn't look all that bad, but it's pretty well faded out. So I'm gonna repaint the trim before that goes on. It's for giggles. So it's so hot out here, man. Dogs are like dying. Daisy, are you dying? Oh, she's got water right there. She's good. But yeah, started putting the door seals on here. I have the weather stripping adhesive for that, but without the seal on, I had the fender mocked up to the car and going off of this body line right here, because I had both doors off the car to do the body work on them, because I had to replace all the pins. All this stuff is shot on all these cars, so I mean that's all got to get replaced. And then I need felts, inner and outer felt strips for the window, all the nickel and dime stuff. But anyways, I had everything lined up perfect. I had the door latches in, and everything looked perfect. Now I got the seal up in there, and damn door won't close all the way. So I'm gonna have fun with that. What else we do? Oh, I got new tires, some fresh rubber. These the Kumos. They're 245 50 16s. Pretty nice looking set of meats. Kind of a cheaper tire, but we'll see how well they stick to the road. But yeah, guys, she's coming along. It's been a while. All this, the interior was out of it. Car was still in primer. started painting Saturday afternoon, and this is kind of where I'm at right now with it. So just got to take your time, try to make sure everything's done right. I do have a small hiccup with the motor. It's got to come back out. If anybody's watched my previous videos, the short block that I have in here was used. 30-ish thousand miles on it or whatever. Probably acquired that motor, I'd say 10 years ago. Had factory swirl port heads on it, and it was, the top end wasn't really anything to scream at, so I ripped the top end off, greased the cylinders, put it on an engine stand, and put it to bed. Well, I'd say about a month ago, my wife and I put a garden out back, growing a bunch of veggies back there. I have my dad hauling a couple yards of dirt for me, so I figured, oh, I'll fire the car up, pull the car out, so you just back right in there, we'll take care of it. When I pulled the car back in, she is spewing water everywhere. I mean, it only ran for a minute, you know, just spewing water everywhere. So I thought a hose blew, but all the hoses are fine. Water's coming from behind the engine and in front of the transmission, so I'm figuring a freeze plug rusted out. You know, it had coolant in it, not water, it was spewing coolant everywhere. And it is, my garage is fairly well insulated, it never freezes in here, so it's not like a frost plug popped or anything. But yeah, I should have just replaced all the frost plugs before I put it in, but I didn't. So now it's got to come back out, new frost plugs back in. So before I get the bumper cover and everything painted, I'll get the engine out, get that done, because my arm on the boom of my cherry picker isn't long enough to actually get over the front of this car and pick the motor out without the cherry picker rubbing on the bumper cover and screwing the paint all up. So I'll get that done. Weather this week is going to be way too hot, way too humid to paint anyway, so kind of just doing this. You know, it's coming along though, man. It's getting me a little jazzed. I've been sitting in here making the vroom vroom noises, you know, banging the gears. Oh, I am having some issues with the, I don't know if I mentioned issues with this, but these tacks, man. I think this is the third one that I've tried that just reads all crazy like, and I know the V6s read differently than the V8s will, but what I'm kind of gathering is that once you update your ignition, the resistor that's in here is no longer capable of making the accurate reading. So I guess you can get a different resistor and put in there, but I hear a lot of guys are using a little potentiometer, and they solder in a little potentiometer and they get it adjusted right with a timing light or whatever, and then pop her in there, leave her alone. So that's probably what I'll do. Just leave the factory gauges, man, because that's like, I could drop another $1,000 just on gauges. That's ridiculous. Alright guys, y'all wanted it, that's where it's at. A lot of work left to go, but a lot of it's done. So, until next time guys, have a good one.